Get started in a comfortable seat. Yeah. So any place where your hips can relax, your spine can lift tall, your shoulders can release. Yeah. Take a little bit of time to find that place where your hips can settle. And when you're ready, finding that place where you can breathe. Just taking a few moments to begin to notice your breath. Just beginning to notice where in your body your breath is moving. Noticing any resistance or hesitation within your breath. Just taking one deep, clearing breath here. Full deep breath in. And a big sigh out. Letting your hands come towards your knees. We're going to find some movement of your upper body. Taking some circles of your spine around your hips. So letting your spine be nice and long. Going in either direction. Just finding some small circles. Beginning to feel how your hips are wanting to open, wanting to move. Maybe let those circles become a little bit bigger. And the next time you come towards the front of your mat, we're going to pause and then go in the other direction. Noticing anything that might feel different moving this way. Just one more full revolution. The next time you come towards the front of your mat, we're going to pause there and let your arms start to walk out long in front of you. And finding a space where your head and neck can relax. Your arms and shoulders can let go just that little bit. One more deep breath in and out. Slowly rising back up. And letting your hands come behind you about a foot or so. We're going to find a heart opener here. So taking a big shoulder roll, allowing your chest to begin to lift up. Shoulder blades hugging towards each other and down your back. You can take your head and neck wherever feels comfortable for you. Maybe gazing forward, maybe gazing up, maybe lifting your chin up towards the ceiling. Just one more deep breath in and out. Slowly releasing your shoulders, coming back up through center. And then you're staying here, if you'd like, you can switch up the cross of your legs. So we're going to do a few more things here on the ground. Let your hips find that new place that feels steady, feels stable. When you're ready, letting your arms sweep overhead to find length. We're going to find your side bends, letting your right hand come down beside you, left arm beginning to reach overhead. Letting your left outer hip draw down towards the ground. And finding your slow, steady breath. One more deep breath in and out. As you inhale, coming back through center, reaching tall, and finding your side bend on the other side. Left hand coming down beside you, right arm reaching overhead. And your outer right hip draw down towards the ground. Letting your breath be full and deep. One more breath in and out. So you inhale, coming back through center to reach tall. We're going to find a seated twist. Twisting towards the right, letting your right hand come out behind you, left hand towards your right knee. Taking another deep breath in to find length. A breath out to twist towards the right. One more breath here. Breath in and out. As you inhale, coming back through center, reaching tall. We're going to find your twist towards the other side, towards the left. Left hand coming behind you, right hand towards that left knee. Breath in to find your length. And as you exhale, to find your twist. Letting your inhales lift your heart center. And your exhales to move you deeper. Your next inhale, drawing back through center to reach tall. Then releasing your hands down in front of you. We're going to make your way into your tabletop on your hands and your knees. You can swing your feet around to the side or rock over your shins. However feels best. Initially letting your hips find a little sway side to side. Next time your hips come over towards the left side, we're going to pause there, leaning into your outer left hip. Maybe gazing over your right shoulder. And coming back through center. And letting your hips come over towards the right side. Leaning into that outer right hip. Maybe gazing over your left shoulder. And coming back through center. Taking any other movements or motions that might feel good here. So maybe some hip circles, one direction or the other. Maybe hips towards your heels as a soft child's pose, or a soft cobra, or upward facing dog. So any movement of the hips that might feel good. And taking another breath or two to even out your movements. And coming into a neutral tabletop. We're going to work into your wrists and forearms just a little bit this morning. So initially turning your hands so your fingers face towards the sides of your mat. You can find a light rock left to right, letting your shoulders shift towards where your fingers are pointing. Stay right here. If you want to work a little bit deeper, you can let your hands rotate even further around, maybe to the point where your fingers are pointing towards your knees. If your fingers are pointing towards your knees, let that rock go from forward to back. But wherever you end up, being gentle on your wrists. We use them so much every day and don't often give them enough love. One more breath in and out. Gently releasing your hands back through center. You can give them a little shake out if you need to. And then we're going to work onto the back sides of your wrist, just one at a time. So right or left hand, coming the whole back of your hand to your mat. Maybe the arm starts to straighten. Your arm fully straightens, maybe your hip shift towards your heels. Taking deep breaths in and out. Letting that elbow bend to release your wrist. Give it a little wiggle. We're going to come on to the other side. Again, finding whatever space feels right for this wrist, for this side of your body. Maybe the arm starts to straighten. Maybe your hips shift towards your heels. But wherever you end up, finding your slow, steady breath. One more here, deep breath in and out. Gently releasing that wrist, give it a little shake. Then we're going to find your downward facing dog. Spreading your palms wide, toes curled, hips pressing up and back. Find a little pedal of your feet bending one knee and then the other. And eventually finding some stillness. Stillness in your body. Slow, steady breath. Your next inhale rising high into your toes and walking your feet towards your hands. Maybe your hands back towards your feet. Finding a gentle forward fold, a soft bend to your knees. You can shake your head yes and no. You can shake your head maybe. Taking a slightly deeper bend into your knees. Slowly rolling up to stand. Taking a big shoulder roll at the top. Maybe a few more revolutions of full range of motion in your shoulder joints. Finding your mountain pose, your Tadasana at the top of your mat. Your feet can be together, about hip width apart. Standing as tall as you can. Arms releasing by your sides. And taking a few moments once more to notice your breath. Noticing where in your body your breath is moving. Noticing the ground beneath your feet. The air as it touches your skin. Noticing this breath. breath in. And out. So you inhale, sweeping your arms overhead to reach tall. And exhale, forward fold, coming all the way down. Inhaling to your half lift, finding length. Exhale to fold. As you inhale, sweeping your arms overhead, reaching tall, rising tall. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Pausing for a breath in. And out. And one more just like that. Inhale, arms sweeping overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling to your half lift. Exhale to fold. As you inhale, sweeping your arms overhead, reaching tall. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Just pausing here for a breath in. And out. Inhale, sweeping your arms overhead to reach tall. Exhale, forward fold, coming all the way down. Inhaling to your half lift. Exhale, we're going to find a fold over towards the right side of your mat. We're going to move into an IT stretch here a little bit. So walking your hands towards the outside edge of your mat, maybe the outside edge of your right foot. Letting your right knee start to bend, left knee beginning to straighten. Maybe leaning into your outer left hip. If you want a little bit more, you can roll to the outside edge of your left foot. One more breath here. A deep breath in. And out. Soft bend of both knees, coming back through center. As you inhale, finding your half lift. As you exhale, folding over towards the left side of your mat. The left knee bends, your right leg beginning to straighten, and leading into your outer right hip. Maybe rolling onto the outside edge of your right foot. Just one more breath in and out. A soft bend of both knees coming back through center. As you inhale, finding your half lift. As you exhale, forward fold. We're going to pause here in an active forward fold. Your hands can be on your shins, blocks, the ground, or any bind that might be in your practice. But wherever you end up, thinking about drawing the crown of your head towards the ground, your hips up towards the ceiling. One more deep breath in and out. Releasing any binds that you might have as you inhale, rising to your half lift. As you exhale, stepping back into your plank, the top of a push-up. Full deep breath in here. Exhaling your chaturanga or your knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to your downward facing dog. And stepping your feet together, you're going to find your three-legged dog. Your right leg extending out behind you. Pressing down through your fingertips, out through your right heel. And staying right here, opening up, stacking your hips, maybe bending into your right knee. Your next inhale to extend the legs, squaring your hips. And exhale, stepping forward into a low lunge. Right foot stepping by your right wrist. Left knee coming down onto your mat. Hips drawing forward and down. And stay here with your hands on the ground. If your blocks are close enough to reach, maybe moving your hands up to blocks or up to your right knee, or anywhere else that feels right for you. But wherever you end up, allowing your hips to continue to draw forward and down. And finding your slow, steady breath that allows you to be wherever you end up. Even if it's just for one more deep breath in and out. Letting your hands come down to frame your right foot. You're going to find your half splits. Hip shifting up and back. Maybe that right foot scoots a little more forward if you need it to. Taking a full deep breath in to find your length. And exhale to find your fold. Allowing your breath to slow and your head and neck to relax just that little bit more. One more breath here, a deep breath in and out. Slowly bending back into your front knee. You're going to find your lizard lunge here. Walking your right foot over towards the right side of your mat. Both hands come inside of that right foot. Hips drawing forward and down. If it feels okay, let that right knee start to hug in towards your right shoulder. Staying up here in your palms, maybe moving your forearms to blocks or the ground. But find that space where you can breathe. And where you can open your heart towards the front of your mat. So one more deep breath in and out. Slowly rising back onto your palms and letting your hips begin to shift up and back. Enough to let that right knee step to meet your left. And taking any movements or motions that might feel good. Maybe some big hip circles. a child's pose. But eventually, we're going to meet back in your downward facing dog. Letting your toes curl and hips pressing up and back. And taking a few moments to find some stillness here. Come back into your breath. Slow, steady inhales. Your slow, steady exhales. Letting your feet step together, finding your three-legged dog on this side. Left leg extending out behind you. Pressing through your heel. Staying right here, opening up, stacking your hips, maybe bending into your left knee. Your next inhale to extend the legs, squaring your hips, and stepping your left foot forward into a low lunge. Left foot stepping by your left wrist. Right knee coming down onto your mat. Allowing your hips to draw forward and down. And finding whatever support you might need. You can stay on the ground, up to blocks, up to your left knee. Maybe your arms overhead. Wherever feels right for you. Wherever you can breathe. Have that slow, steady breath. One more deep breath in and out. Letting your hands come down to frame your left foot. We're going to find our half splits from here. Hips begin to shift up and back. Maybe that left foot scoots a little more forward if you need it to. Your leg can be straight or a slight bend to your knee. Taking a full deep breath in to find your length. And as you exhale, slowly to find your fold. One more deep breath in and out. Slowly bending back into your front knee. We're going to find our lizard lunge on this side, walking your left foot over towards the left side of your mat. Both hands inside of that left leg. Knee hugging in towards your shoulder, letting your hips, your heart center draw forward and down. Either staying on your palms, forearms to blocks, or the ground. Find that place for this side of your body where you can breathe. Your full deep breaths. One more breath here. Deep breath in and out. Slowly rising back onto your palms. Letting your hips begin to shift up and back. Enough to let that left knee step to meet your right. And take some big hip circles, both left and right. We're going to start in one direction. So a few big circles in this way. And the next time your hips are towards your heels, pause for a moment and then shift in the other direction. Whenever you feel ready, we're going to pause in your child's pose. Toe mounts to touch. Knees can be together or a little bit wider apart. Hips towards your heels, head releasing down. Finding a place here to breathe and release. Or if this space doesn't feel comfortable or a place where you can release into, finding any other space for your body that feels where you can relax and let go. Just taking a few moments to notice your breath. Noticing what it's trying to tell you. And taking one deep clearing breath here. A full deep breath in. And out. As you inhale, slowly rising into your table, curling your toes and pressing back into your downward facing dog. And staying right here, we're going to go through one final flow. As you inhale, waving forward into your plank, the top of a push-up. Exhale, your chaturanga or your knees, chest, chin. Inhale, your upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to your downward facing dog. As you inhale, rising high into your toes and walking your feet towards your hands. Maybe your hands back towards your feet. Finding a gentle forward fold here. That soft bend to your knees. Head and neck to release. For this one, let your feet come a little bit wider apart. Hip width or almost mat width apart. Just let your arms feel heavy. Maybe taking your opposite elbows and letting your upper body rock from side to side. When you're ready, we're going to find your squat, your malasana. If you don't want to do a malasana, we're going to use this as a way to make our way into a seat. So you can just skip this and come into a comfortable seat, however feels good for you. But if you're coming into your squat, your feet could be parallel or flared out to the sides a little bit. Letting your hips start to sink down as low as you feel strong and stable. As low as you feel like you can stand right back up if you need to. Letting your hips stay active and strong. Your pelvic floor engaging together. Just taking one more deep breath in and out. And we're going to make your way into a seat all the way onto your mat, however you want to get there. And initially, let your feet stay nice and wide on your mat and find a little windshield wiper of your knees side to side. We're going to move into our bound angle here. Soles of your feet together, heels tight towards your hips, or Baddha Konasana. Knees opening out towards the sides. If it feels okay, allowing your feet to open up like a little book. Finding length through your spine. Staying right here, maybe a light lean forward. Maybe a fold forward. Noticing your breath. Your full deep breaths in and out. And letting your legs stay active and strong. Knees pressing out and down. One more breath in and out. Slowly rising up. Letting your feet scoot a little bit further out in front of you. A nice wide diamond shape. So about the same distance from heels to groin as from knee to knee. Taking another breath in to find your length. As you exhale, slowly to fold. Imagining your forehead resting on the soles of your feet. Allowing your breath to be slow and steady. Navel hugging in and up. Allowing your spine to lengthen and then release. Just one more breath here. A deep breath in to find length. And out. As you inhale, slowly rising back up. We're going to let your legs extend all the way out long in front of you. Our seated forward fold, your Paschimottanasana. You can have your feet together, about hip width apart, or a little bit wider, however feels best. Taking a deep breath in to find your length, and a breath out to find your fold. You can have a slight bend to your knees here to let the hips find the tilt. As you fold in, let your legs begin to straighten as much as they feel comfortable. One more breath here, a deep breath in and out. As you inhale, rising back up. We're going to make your way all the way onto your back, slowly rolling all the way down. Letting your knees come into your chest with you. You can find some light rocks side to side, some circles of your knees around your hips, together or independently. Staying right here or finding your happy baby, letting your knees start to draw into your armpits. Maybe your feet come up towards the ceiling. You can take a hold up behind your thighs, ankles, maybe your feet. But wherever you end up, letting your tailbone begin to draw down towards the ground. Your shoulders releasing towards the ground as well. One more deep breath in and out. Letting your knees come back into your chest. And we're going to find your reclined pigeon. Letting your left foot come down onto your mat, your right ankle on top of your left knee. And stay right here, letting that right knee begin to press away. Or if there's any other version of this pigeon or another pigeon that you would prefer, you can find your way into that space. So if we're here on your back, maybe that left knee starts to hug in towards your chest. You can take a hold of the shin or behind the thigh. One more breath in and out. Letting the left foot release back down if it's lifted. And the right foot come off the knee. Just find that little bit of movement or stillness. Whatever you feel you need right here. And then when you're ready, we're going to come on to the other side. That left ankle on top of the right knee. And staying right here, maybe the left knee presses away. Or in the right knee, start to draw in towards your chest. I encourage you to find the same variation on this side that you found on the other side. And then finding that space, the depth, where you can breathe. Where you can have your full deep breaths in and out. One more breath here. A deep breath in and out. Gently to release that right foot down and then your left. And finding some movement or some stillness here. When you feel ready, we're going to find a light twist, but a twist in the lower part of our spine. Let your feet come about mat width apart, then both knees coming over towards the left side of your mat. Thinking about that right knee coming towards the sole of the left foot. You could stay right here. If you want to work a little bit deeper, you can take that left ankle and bring it on top of the right knee. One more deep breath in If you have your foot on the knee, gently releasing that off. And coming back through center. Maybe a little windshield wiper side to side. And then we're going to come over onto the right side. Both knees coming over towards the right. Taking a moment to allow your hips, your knees, your low back to release. To breathe. Maybe that right ankle comes on top of the left knee. And finding your breath. Your breath for this space, for this moment. One more breath here. Deep breath in and out. Gently releasing that right foot off your knee. Both knees coming back through center. Finding a little windshield wiper side to side. Or any other final movements or motions that you might need before your final relaxation. Maybe a slightly different version of a twist. Maybe finding your reclined bound angle, the soles of your feet together, knees opening out towards the sides. Just taking a few moments to let your breath settle. There's no rush to find any movement, any motion. But whenever you're ready, finding your Shavasana, your final relaxation. Your arms, your legs can extend long, arms out by your sides. Or any other space where you feel most comfortable. Whatever that looks like, however much space that takes up. Whenever you feel you're in your space to be, giving your body permission to release and let go. Allowing your thoughts to begin to wander. With one deep clearing breath, a full deep breath in, and a big sigh out, letting everything go. to deepen your inhalations and your exhalations, allowing with each breath life, energy, and movement to make its way into your fingers and toes, your arms and legs, back and through your head and neck. And taking one deep, clearing breath, a full deep breath in, and a big sigh out. And then eventually making your way up into a comfortable seat. There's no rush to get there. And thank you all so much for sharing your time, space, and energy with me and with each other. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.